Well, there we go. We're gonna just fool around on the net for a little bit. Yeah, good morning everybody. Like I said, I'm not sure how many people will see this, how many people will tune in. Just starting my day, grabbed my cup of cocoa, starting it out, and I got an email and quite a few messages from people who say that they need someone to talk to. They need help and they don't really have funds to pay for sessions and stuff, and I'm all up for helping. And there are like lots of ways to do it. I think this one is more of promo right now. Like just currently I'm looking at my YouTube just trying to get one thing off the list. Not sure which one is live and which one is not, but we'll see. Either way, quite a few people share that they need help, and while they themselves have a hard time in life, it would be good to either exchange some skills or do stuff together. So, okay, is this still on or off? Just checking. This one. Okay, got it. Ish. Hey there! Yeah, this is life. I accidentally, I started Streamlabs to stream, and I clicked a button without going to the other screen, so it turned off my stream. Finished really fast. The quick scan happened in like 30 seconds and we were done. Don't expect freebies from me. Yeah, that was terrible. So just like right now trying to get rid of it. Just delete it off the list so people wouldn't get too confused and... Oh, probably can't. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Just not seeing the button to delete it. Oh, public, at least I'm gonna list it. Because 22 seconds, damn. Alright, never mind. Got done with that. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just gonna chill. My idea for now. Chulin, hello. Good evening. I'm actually surprised that someone's tuning in, because quite a few times I wake up around 5 a.m., 4 a.m. days, like 6 a.m., like already out of bed and stuff. So I'm surprised that someone's here, but you know, like I know in California, I think like it's what now 9 p.m., 8, probably 9, close to 10. No idea actually. Forgot the timing. So other than that, I know a lot of people need help, so I'm here for you. And here's the thing: if you would like for me to give you some insights of what's going on, because I can stop the game and upload a reading separately because I'm recording on Zoom and I'm recording on Streamlabs. So Zoom will have a whole completely different thing, as you might have seen in other of my things I uploaded on YouTube. If you want to get your reading and all, write me an email. You do not have to include your name, or you can include some. Send me a photo of yourself and a story, like some of your issues, and tell me what are your interests. Past life entities, like things you would like me to look into, whether you want some insights or whether you want some tips on how to deal with that stuff. I'm gonna read the email. I will not read your name out loud. I'm gonna read it on my phone. I'm just gonna read that little story you write, like for example, oh, when I was a kid, my parents have been abusing me. I've experienced some MK Ultra stuff. I remember abductions or having nightmares and being in space, and my whole life has been torturous, yada yada yada. So whatever's been going on in your life that has been causing hardships that has built up, some of the key things that stand out to you, and some of the targets, some of your interests. Do you want to know about your soul family? Do you want to know about your past lives? Do you want to know where some of the entities affecting you? Do you want to know why are you being targeted? Like your interest areas. I'm gonna do a reading. I'm not gonna mention your name. Just read the little. Look at your photo. Not gonna show it online. I'm just gonna see it on my phone. So what we're gonna see on the screen is Elden Ring. A little bit here of me, and there's gonna be a separate video later uploaded on YouTube, probably as a reading, without revealing your details, except that little story and then the reading I give afterwards. So nothing that's gonna get exposed, nothing that people are gonna see, except a little story and reading afterwards. That being said, send me an email, AkvileSava@yahoo.com, basically my channel's name at yahoo.com. I have my phone, I'm ready to read. If any of you writes an email, mention in the comments, hey, I just wrote, and I'll check it out. We're gonna do, I don't know, scans, we'll see how many I can take, if anyone's interested in the first place. And yeah, we're gonna go from there. And meanwhile, to sort of just clean this blank slate, not go into too many details, I'm just gonna distract myself with the game. And yeah, we'll see what happens. This is random, because I know there's a lot of people that need help, that are interested in why they're experiencing some hardships in their lives. And I've been there. I know what it's like to need help and not be able to afford it, or want something in life real bad but having no way to do it. So I'm here for you. I might not be the best at it, but you know, probably better than nothing. We'll see. We'll see. That being said, I'm just gonna refresh the chat for myself and go from there. There we go. Hey, Crystal Dragon, really would like to, but I'm about to spend the next hour and a half making an airport trip. I hope you're well. Write me. I miss talking to you. I, from time to time, wonder how you're doing. So write me an email. I will give you a scan. I will check up on you. We can even connect sometime later, whenever you can make it. I care about you, buddy. It's been a while. I think like in the future we might do more of these. Of course, depending on how it goes. For me, like, Elden Ring is more of a distraction from my thoughts, because sometimes, just, I think, like, waiting for those chat messages, and then, okay, where do I put my attention, what do I do, the whole Q&A thing, it works, but I'm still, like, trying to get comfortable. Oh, pop. So yeah, we'll see. Just taking it easy currently. Uh-oh. One. Oh, both. Okay, got it. Got it. Been here last time since we played. So we'll see what is up. Actually, uh-oh. Well, we can rush it. Can probably rush it. Hello, everybody. There's plenty of them. Oh, hello. This one revived as well. Okay. Well. Okay. I just go take out the boss. We'll see. Gonna finish this one and see if any of you wrote. Now, yeah, write me an email. Ali, write me an email. A photo of yourself, edit, story, your background, just some of the things that you've been through, and some of your interests. Do you want to know about your past life? Do you want to know your soul family? Do you want to know why you might be targeted? Why maybe some of the issues or things are happening in your life and all? And I will read it live without mentioning your name or showing your photos, because I'm gonna view it on my phone, but I'm just gonna read your story and then give a reading. So if there's anything going on that, you know, you might have interest in, just write it in the email, like, hey, here's what I've been through, here are some of my interest zones, could you tell me some details? This is how I imagine it currently. This might change in the future if you give me feedback of your preferences, what would you like, how can I help you, how can I be of service in a better way. Please let me know. So we got the little skeletons. Actually, we can probably just use this one. I don't think it's too far. Yeah, so if any of you want to scan, let me know, write me an email, and we can do it live. I'll stop the game, run it in the background or something. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, let's go. So I'm gonna, for now, pause the game. Just put it on. Yeah, let's go with this, and we're gonna focus on me being on the big screen. Let's see if I can, or just kill the game and go from there. It won't take too much. Give me a second, lovely people. We can do a little scan like this. There we go. This should no display. Oh, there we go. Yeah, awesome. Ish. Am I on the screen? There we go. Yay. Gonna make myself bigger. Here, just a second. Yeah, that's not working. Me and lovely settings. Oh, good enough. Okay. So. Okay, it's Eliandro is asking, what is your view on twin flames and this reality? Subjective. Some people might not like it, but yeah, we hear a lot of stories about twin flames, soulmates, and beings like it. I would not make it as an exceptional as there is only one being that you have a super strong connection with that might be here on Earth as well. And out of 8 billion people, there's only one that you have connected with in a past life on such a strong level that makes this relationship amazing. And two people might meet each other and work like a catalyst for each other, amplify each other's abilities, like all these intra-zones, as well as helping each other out. The love might be really hot and furious, but it's also at times triggering, where people trigger each other for the change. So there's that part. But I would say we have met plenty of people in our existence. They've taken many shapes and forms. We have already tons of aspects. And with everyone we have met, some of them here are on Earth as well. Not just one, maybe two, maybe three, maybe more. So to think you only have one, chosen one, no. Because in a way, like, think of your soul family in a way of cars. You have been with many races that, you know, throughout your existence, and it's like trying out tons of cars. But there are a few races that stands out that you really like. It's fun to hang around with them, their values fit with yours, and it's just like everything's a match. And just like this is like your favorite car. So out of every race that you ever been with, currently, based on where you are in life, how your belief systems, your values work and everything else, currently, at this point in life, you find one race or two races or just a few groups that you really connect with. It's like your favorite car. Out of every possible car that you have ever tried or will try, currently there's this one that you really like. Car with benefits. It's just like, hey, it's really comfortable. It gets me from one place to another. Cool. But that's where you are in life. Things might change, and later on you might change the family. You might change the car and say like, hey, well, it's advanced. Like 20 years later, I found something that is better. Same with twin flames, soulmates, and other beings. We have tons of people we connect with on a very deep level. We have had many lifetimes with them. We have had many repetitive stories, or in a way like playing in romantic relationships, playing in friendly relationships, playing in working relationships. So there have been differences where, let's say, father-son, mother-daughter, father-daughter, teacher-student, teacher-teacher, like tons of different levels where beings connect and play, and they end up like lovers as well, with a variety of like things that can happen to us. And so to think we only have one, I would say no, because there are just too many beings that we have been with, and a lot of them end up on Earth anyway. So there's that, but don't think it as the only thing, the chosen one. There are plenty of relationships, and sometimes twin flames can be used more of an, I don't know, like ego thing, or make you feel like, oh, chosen one, this is the only thing. Like, no. It might be a catalyst, it might help you grow, it might help you refocus, learn stuff, but not necessarily like, okay, this is the only love life I will ever have in this life, and any possible relationship is impossible and it's not gonna work. No, it doesn't work like that. So yeah, there's plenty of beings we might meet, and really depend who you end up with. You might actually meet even few twin flames, soulmates here, but we have many. So no need to focus on one, unless you really find that, hey, this person is really working for me, go for it. If you're having fun, if you're enjoying it, if you're growing, go for it. But if you see like, this is my twin flame, we really connect, but damn, it's really toxic and they hurt me and they do this and they do that, look through your relationship and see if you have grown, if you've learned. But don't take it for granted, and don't make it the only thing in life that you should focus on. So there's that. And yeah, let's see. I got a little email. I'm first gonna read it to myself, then I'm gonna read it out loud just to see like if there's any details that the person wrote that they don't want to share. I want to make sure I respect it. Okay, yeah, so I got an email from a person saying, I believe I'm a good man. I am married, but just don't love and know intimacy for years. I'm trying a new career path really hard. I would like to live somewhere else, maybe in the Caribbean, so I can meet people from my background. Please tell me if I'm on the right path. I'm trying all I can to change my life. I really don't like where I live, and I am desperately want to change in my life. Thank you for your time, excuse for the grammar, stuff like that. Okay. I'll tell you this, like, first thing I get from your message is that there's this, it's pretty common nowadays. The last few people, last 3 out of 10 people had this. I'm picking it up on you as well. There is this personality cloak, as I would call it. And imagine this, you yourself might work spiritually, you do things when you interact with people. You're trying your best to give, to communicate, to be kind, to be loving, to be informative, to adapt, to find compromises, and people still see you as jerk. Oh, this guy's a dick. They still see you like icky, they feel this pushback, a bit of aggression, and they have a complete different image than what you are. They perceive you completely different. And so, I would not say that everyone, but a lot of people that connect with you, that see you, they don't see who you really are. They see the cloak of personality, a cloak of other being, and they're not seeing who you really are, they're seeing someone else. So this personality cloak I call is basically some ETs, some entities, some people can actually put this energetic thing onto you. They can change how others perceive you. This whole energy thing. And it's like someone using your name to, or like using your name as an scapegoat. They'll talk stuff about you, and people will have a complete misperception of who you are. And so, I'm picking up, like, a lot of it has to do with this personality cloak. With it, a quick solution you can do yourself, or if some of you are listening to this and feel like, hey, well, yeah, I kind of go with it, maybe I assume I have something similar, where I might be loving, I might be kind, I might do stuff, or not love and light, but you're like, hey, understanding, listening, just like trying my best to survive, to be with others, and then, boom, people just target you. So, it's like that complete perception. There is a personality cloak. Think of Harry Potter invisibility cloak. You put it on and no one sees you. But now make it invisibility cloak, but they will see someone else and they will not see the true you. If you feel like you have something like it, focus on it. Try to identify what it is. Because you know how people perceive you. You feel it. Whether it's like jealousy, whether they feel this pushback where, hey, you're a bit too harsh for me, they don't want to connect, they might feel some rage or some difficulties. Think of like, okay, so I'm trying my best to just be with others, but the way I see and I assume others perceive me is that I'm hateful, I'm angry, I'm harsh, and I have a big ego, something that you might identify in your space. Identify that. Think of the invisibility cloak as if you have a blanket on yourself, and just energetically, with your intention, imagine grabbing it, lifting it off, and say, this is no longer me. Like, you remove it, right? So, whether you do the physical move, or you have an intention and you imagine removing that blanket, and imagine dissolving it. Like, that blanket is destroyed, it burns, it dissolves, it disappears, it is no longer in your existence. And say that from now on, anyone that has seen the overlay will now see the true me. My true colors are revealed, my real beingness are seen by people, and this is the way it is. So you can find your own way to name it. You can say it in other words, whatever works for you, but this is just a little example. Another thing, when I read your email, you have heard of reptilian races, of Draco races, of mantis and stuff. Think of, I mentioned it in a few of my videos and a few streams as well, in some of the scans and sessions I do with people. Imagine Ninja Turtles. Someone called it in the comments and it worked. So humanoid turtle standing like a anthropomorphic turtle-ish. Probably, that's the best way to call it. Turtle standing on its own footsies. It has its own little arms, the way it is. But it's really freaking intelligent. Think of reptilian, but these guys are just as smart, are just as intense, and their bigger focus and more abilities are in even the emotional intelligence field. Now these guys, they are also working on generating loosh, using people as assets and just like, milking it, right? So one of the things these tortoise beings do is that they focus on your life. They don't target big communities. They go more by individuals, just focusing on people who have the highs and lows. If you have days where you're really working on yourself and you reach the best point in life where, hey, you've tried and today is a really good day. Whew. And the next day is crash and burn and everything just goes downhill worse and worse and worse. And the triggers you get, your reaction, they like to focus on these kind of people. Tortoise beings, as they work in the emotional intelligence, they have a great way with telepathy. And if you've heard of, Project Soulcatcher, so synthetic telepathy, remote neural monitoring, voice to skull, these guys use various, tech, direct energy weapons, and in a way they have abilities to access our consciousness, access our minds. So things you feel, things you think, they can put fake thoughts in your head, they can put fake feelings and amplify it. So there's gonna be a day where you're feeling fine, everything's working, everything's fine in your life. Boom, you feel like dying. You want to kill yourself. You start hating people, you want to disappear. While you were having a good day, and it's like complete opposite of how you feel. And you're just like, you can't shake it off. There are times when you will have conversations with people, and some stupid phrase will slip out of your mouth. It's like, how the hell, I wasn't even focusing on it. And that went out. And now, that little phrase, stirring everyone else up, causing the reaction, and it's like one thing, one slip away, and everything's ruined. And now there's bickering and arguments and being fired or something like that. These tortoise beings, on emotional intelligence levels, affects our awareness, makes us ignore the red flags, and if it's not us that they target specifically, they like to target people around us, amplifying our reactions. So if we get triggered, if we get angry, if we're like, okay, control myself, and they say something and you slip away, you lose that self-control, you lose that awareness of self or the situation, you lose the control of responding to things. They like to amplify our negative feeling states, but also, if they cannot get to you, they will try to mess with people around you. And they will use others, kind of hijack the person, and someone that you might find loving, that you might find like, hey, this is my best friend, this is my wife, this is my husband. In seconds, they turn into a complete psychopath. For about a minute, they do something crazy, say something nasty, act out of their character, and then boom, they react back to normal as if nothing happened. And they're like, why are you mad? What happened? Why are you triggered? You're like, bitch, please. You just said so many stuff that triggered me. So stuff like that can happen. These tortoise beings do it to a lot of people. They're looking for those emotional highs and lows. And they're looking for people who are at their peaks so that they can trigger you, make you like crash and burn, and then amplify the negative feeling states and mess with you. So you have this group on your ass, I'll tell you that. There's Prillians. Prillians are humanoid bird-like beings. Imagine the Egyptian god Ra. Similar to it. They have different shapes and forms depending on the density or realms they're in. So sometimes they can be like small little black birds. Just different, but they can grow, they can shapeshift, they can become more humanoid, more bird. And at the same time, I made a video on them in the past, so you can watch it on YouTube if you want. Might even pull it up, see if it's something we can... holy shit. Just trying to quiet myself on YouTube. Just a second. Might got a video, might not. I think it would be good for people to watch, maybe. Yeah, good luck bringing it up. Just a minute, lovely people. Just trying to find a video. Yeah, there we go. Okay, got myself on mute there. Here is the video. Origins of Brilliance. Yeah, you might look up on this title. You might check it out. But I've talked about them in the past. Basically, they're working on a subatomic level. And one of the biggest things that stands out about them is that while you might work on yourself, spiritually, physically, it's kind of like they put you back in place where you spend time, you put in the effort, but you do not see the results. And it feels like all the work you did just, nothing. It didn't work. They're trying to cause this perception that what you're doing is not working, that you're like, oh yeah, just forget it. No, the technique worked. They put you back in a reality where you just didn't do the work. It feels like, like you've spent time, you've put in effort, you did the work, but the results, they put you back in a place where you didn't do it. So these groups, again, if we know who to identify, how do we deal with them? How do we deal with the tortoise beings? How do we deal with brilliance? You're a godlike being. You're limitless. You're infinite. You're powerful. You should know it. You should own it. Your imagination is your superpower. If you can identify beings who target you, whether you see them or not, whether you know how they look like or not, that does not matter. You do not need to have amazing, super powerful visuals and see every single detail and engage in the conversation. Yeah, I talk about it. Going out of body or having a telepathic communication with these beings, it's great if you can do it, but it's a muscle that you have to practice. If you have not practiced the muscle yet, you don't see them, you don't have the communication, this is okay. Think of this. Writing your own book. Writing a paragraph, writing an article, you can have your target, you can identify specific issues, specific groups, and okay, the essence, like for example, if you think about your love life, a cat, a dog, something positive, you choose a being that creates this great feeling of like peace, quiet, content, love, something that makes you feel really happy. When you think about your animal, or a person that makes you feel that way, what kind of essence do they have? Not the visuals, you don't have to see them, you don't have to communicate with them, how do they make you feel? When I'm around my dog, I'm always feeling safe. I feel protected, I feel loved, I feel joy. This guy is like no one else. When I'm around my lover, I feel like, hey, look, I'm the only person he sees. While he might work with tons of people, engage with others, I know that I'm the one. It makes me feel really great. Different people create different feeling states. When we're working against groups, ETs, entities, beings that we might not see, but we know we're suffering from. Reptilians, manatees and stuff, yeah, we have an idea. Turtle beings, okay, like an energy turtle, advanced and sci-fi stuff, great, you have an idea. Think of their essence. Kind of groggy and aggressive and, really harsh. Pushback, and their focus is on emotional intelligence, or maybe the takeover and reprogramming of the mind. You have an idea, you identify what it is. Just identifying the essence, their characteristics is enough. And whether you see it or not, think of like writing a paragraph that is manifesting the events, that's manifesting everything that's going on. And you're like, okay, there is this group of brilliants, if I mentioned that I might have them. Brilliants, basically humanoid bird-looking beings. They're undoing the work I do for myself. So shadow work, energy work, stuff like that. I put in the effort, I put in the time, no results. They're the ones causing it, putting me back in place where nothing happened. Now you have you identified what it is, how do they work, you have an idea. And in your own script, whether you just create it in your mind, whether you write it down. So now I take these beings, and it's all about how creative you are and how you want to work. Tons of tools. I'm not saying that there's only one. You have to be creative. You have to think like what works for you, what works for your mindset. Some people are like, okay, kill it with fire, shoot them, destroy them. So you might imagine that one group that's targeting you, that you feel like, okay, I kind of have an image, I have an idea, I know that they're targeting me, I feel this way. Your inner lie detector will tell it all. So whatever I'm telling you, run it through your own personal bullshit filter. Choose out what stands out to you the most, that's like, okay, that kind of fits, that doesn't. Just go with your own belief system, that's fine. And then, as you identify these beings, however you feel, you can destroy them, you can put them in a box, close the box, and just send it to that galactic core for transmutation. You can use the galactic vacuum and just suck them all up in a vortex and send them for transmutation. You could use the golden lights, golden shackles, and again send them into the light. Or you might have some friends. You might like, hey, I'm working with Irma, so use that group to target them and get them out of the picture. But it's all about how creative you are and how comfortable you feel in your own shoes and what you want to do. So there's that. Just going back to the email, feeling like, okay. So we have personality cloak. We have the turtle beings. We have brilliance. What else? I mentioned that you're trying a new career path, really hard, but you want to change your life and you want to move. Let's see. I would say if you have any possibilities, suck it up and 1 month, wait. Try to survive, try to handle things, but for 1 month, because it seems like if you're gonna get some offers, double check with yourself. Like, whatever I'm saying, you can dismiss it. Go with what you feel, what you trust your gut. But I would say, like, for another month, even if you get any offers for a job or stuff, it's more for a deception just to get you in a situation where they can control you. More like just a casual work, casual life, but it's gonna get you in, get you hooked, get you in, get you playing it, and then there's gonna be plenty of triggers where it's really hard to leave, and it's like toxic relationship. So I would say, like, for 1 month, try to suck it up, because like just this period in life where more groups are active, it feels like currently as regards job or moving somewhere else, trust your gut. Even what I'm saying, what I'm picking up is one thing. What you might find for yourself might be completely different, which is fine. But I would just go like with 1 month trying to handle it, and then after that, like, more opportunities will open up. Specifically because your energy is being used to trigger you, to mess with your relationships, and to just... It's that loop. It's that loop where they're trying to make you feel good and then create that crash and burn. But it's a continuous thing. Like, for you specifically, it seems like they're trying to create events in life where, hey, relationship is good, and then things fall apart. Hey, you got a job, and then they're controlling you. Hey, you might be able to move, and then it's really harsh, and then you lose stuff. So, like, they're trying to create this hook, something tasty. Oh, look, a candy. Like, a donkey sees a carrot. Like, okay, you have your meal ready for you. It's, like, tasty. You want to get it. But they're like, hey, it's a bait. And now they have control over you. So it feels like this month, just June in general, or at least few weeks through the June, it's more of a control mechanism just to get us hooked, and then create situations where we might feel enslaved, or where we might feel having a hard time leaving or changing things up, because like, hey, we got a new job, quitting already? Well, yeah, it creates this mentality thing where you feel like you got a new job and now you have to work there, but you will have a hard time quitting. So I would just say, like, for 1 month, go with what you feel. But personally, like, at least for you, I'm getting like this, like, watch out. What else can I get from your email? For you, I'm getting like more grounding and cleanup is needed, because there's like a lot of background beliefs, like things that have been happening to you in your life, as regards relationships, as regards work, with a lot of triggers. It's like it's building up, and it's like getting dirty, and that dirt layer does not leave, it does not come off. You still had not had time to shower spiritually and energetically to clean it all off, and with the buildup, there's more and more layers, and your body is just craving for that stuff to leave your space. So again, everyone finds what works for them. Whether you go for walks, whether you go for jogs, whether you take a shower or soak in a bath, whether you sit next to the fire, whether you look at the stars, your body is asking to get away from devices, at least, for 1 hour. Get away from technology, sit in nature, or at least, in a shower or something. You need to wash up, to clean up in a way. Some of the possible recommendations is pure rose essential oil. It's really good for like cleaning past life traumas and stuff. Like, because of the buildups sense things that are happening to you. They're how should I say it? It triggers the passive incidents, but at the same time I'm seeing you've been in the fake dreamscapes where your physical body falls asleep, you end up dreaming, but it's not your own reality. It's not the places you go to willingly. You are being put in a dreamscape where it's like they are creating simulations of realities to trigger you. And while it might seem nice, it's programming your consciousness, and it's like in the background writing fake lifetimes. Things you have not experienced for real, but it's like watching a movie or having the VR gear. It feels like it's happening to you. It's not, it's just a simulation, but you've experienced it. So they're trying to install some things in the background where your physical body and you will react to stuff and will be more triggered, even though you did not have certain traumas or you should not react that way. So they're just like trying to create these chains of reaction where they will have more access to you and trigger you. So there's that, but yeah, just a general look. We could go on, because these readings could go like up to a few hours and stuff, but that would be like a start. Plenty of things people can do as regards cleaning it up. So I'm gonna take my 1 minute break from reading the emails, drink my Coco, respond to the questions and comments and see what's up. People, if you want a reading, I don't know if I'll be able to do everyone, but I got a message or two today where I know people need help, but they can't afford it. I'm here for you. I want to create this possibility where those that might not be able to do it, you know, hey, I'm here for you. We can do readings. We can do it live. I don't have to mention your name or anything, but send me a photo, send me your story. I will read it out loud. I will not show the photo. I will not show the name. Just read the story first to myself, then to the public. And then we can go through some of the details of what's going on in your life. So feel free to send me an email. And still waking up. This is a good start, but yeah. Let's see. Tesnex, hi, good to see you. Riley, good to see you. Return to sender 10 times. Yeah. Just spam it. If you're not getting a response, please write again, write again, write again. Keep on trying. Yeah. Alejandro is asking, thanks for that. Have you heard of aphantasia, the inability to visualize? Is this a real thing or can everyone visualize? And I'm facing some blockage. How can we learn to visualize? Okay, so like I've recently made a video on why kids can astral project and adults have a harder time with it. One thing, I'm no doctor. If it's a physical condition with the body chemistry and stuff like that and nervous system, I can't completely say like, hey, this is a condition that can be cured and helped and stuff like that. But from my own personal point of view, I think it's a muscle. I think it's a muscle and everyone can do it. Maybe on a different level. Think of this. All of us, as we go through life, we find some places where we have more strengths than others. For example, I'm not good at math. I never liked it. It's not my subject. Physics, love it. Sports, yeah, I can engage. Massage, I'm really good at it. Gaming, I'm casual. So there are places where I have more interest, where I spend more time, and where I have more skills. And there are things that I do not like it, I'm not interested, I don't want to look at it. Like fashion? Zero. Am I fashionable? No. Do I look great? I like myself enough. Do I need a fancy dress or fancy clothing? I don't care. Fancy car? I don't care. Like, I just find whatever's comfortable for me. So like, you know, you go through life and you look at yourself and you look at the strengths you have and some of the strengths you don't. It's like, you're freaking great at playing football, but you're not gonna be an NBA player. So, you know, you can go to the court or you can go in, like, out and you can throw the ball. You can get some points, but you're not gonna play in NBA. You can do it casually because you like to, but you're not going to be a pro. It's not your thing. You're just like your body, your physique, the way life works. You can train, you can become better, but you're not going to reach that spot. I think having enough self-awareness where we look at ourselves and understand how we work and look at, okay, we have some strengths here and there, other things, we might have interest, but it's just not working for us. That's okay. You can still do that thing, but don't assume that you're gonna become a pro. You could, but the thing, like, being realistic about it. So when we look at visuals, keeping that in mind, some people can have crazy visuals where it's freaking real. They close their eyes or even have it open and they're just gonna visualize a fantasy world, and it's as real as can be, detailed in every possible way. Other people might have no visuals at all, but it's a muscle. They're trying to use it. And once in a while they get a glimpse, they get a picture, okay? The picture comes up and it disappears. You have it for a few seconds, you see some details, and it's gone. But it's there. It's not fully blocked. It's not like, okay, whether I try or not, it's a complete darkness and stuff like that. So we have to look at variations. Some people already have strength in that. Others, they can do it, but it's a muscle that they have to practice, work, and use it every single day. With that in mind, while I believe that everyone can use it, we have to look at some of the blockages. Think of this, camera film. You have frame by frame by frame, like the old cameras, or like even like some of them might have it today. You take a photo, you take plenty of them, then you take the roll out, you look through, and you can see the photo. So now you have one, and you can see through, and you can see the picture clearly. Great. What happens when you add two together? One next to each other, and it becomes like an overlay. Well, you can still sort of make it out. But now one after another, layer after layer, you can't see through. All of a sudden, it's a bit too much. Just too dark, too thick, too intense. A lot of people will assume that they do not have visuals. But here's the thing. You do, but you see so much that it's overwhelming, too thick, and it's blocked. A lot of people have access to other worlds, to other aspects that they have, to beings out there, but it comes out now not necessarily in the visual way, but you become clairaudient, telepathically hearing stuff, and just information comes to you. Clairsentience, where you just have the knowingness. You don't need to read books. You ask yourself the question and you get the answer. It's all within. You just dig it out. Some people will have the skill of seeing stuff, but you might have that thick layer after layer after layer to the point where it's too much. You have the knowingness. You just don't see through it. So some people will have too many layers of realities out there to where the visuals feel blocked. It's not blocked, you're seeing too much. And the way you process information, and you can look at it yourself, like it happens even subconsciously. A lot of people in conversations talk, and yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. I hear ya. So the way we acknowledge people, the way we act, we have to become self-aware, because unknowingly we will say what our strength is. Yeah, I know what you mean. You have the knowingness, clairsentience. You see stuff, you perceive stuff, and that's your strength. So sometimes that comes out from the background where, yeah, like it's happening. But for others, it might be harder, so like different skills. If we're not looking at the overlays, depending on where we are in life, some people will have hardships in a way where you decided to come here for a reason, and there's a thing you want to do. Whether you're learning, whether you're here to help out someone, not necessarily, you don't have to save humanity. Everyone has different goals. But some people just needs to reach out to one or two people to create this domino effect, to be the catalyst, to change some lives. So you create the impact. For some people, if they had the visuals, they would get out and never come back. Because all it takes for you to shift consciousness or get out of body is to visualize another place, make it as real as can be, make your priority of attention and awareness out there, not here, you shift, you leave. The only difference between this and the dream is that we feel like more of the time we are more aware here, we're more present here, and this seems like our prime, the only reality. If in a dream state, you wake up and you become conscious, you're having a lucid dream, you remember the story of what's going on in that life. And it's as real as can be. The only difference is that, oh, I feel like I'm dreaming. And you tell to yourself that you're gonna come back here to continue your prime life, but no. So sometimes it's conditioning. People choose to block the ability to visualize because they know that if they had the visuals, they would leave. And their mission or the thing that they chose to come for will not get completed. It doesn't have to be, I'll tell you that, just because before coming here, some of you maybe have decided that I'm coming here to share information, I'm coming here to teach, I'm coming here to help out, I'm coming here to heal, I'm coming here to learn. Whatever was the reason for coming here, you can change your mind. It is not karma, it is not a decision for life, it is not fate, it is not purpose. You look around and it's like, oh, I see, well, that's the experience, let's get out. No one's holding you by the leash, only you are. So it's your choice. But for some reason, a lot of people don't look at that possibility, and we're gonna go into it later because, like, while a lot of people are looking into that freedom of getting out, the escapism, and a lot of realities being free of any rules, people still need structure to survive and to live properly, to avoid chaos. Anyway, going with it, a lot of people will block their visuals just so that they could continue their mission. And that was like a core decision or a soul agreement or something that's gonna keep them grounded and they will have to work through it. So one of the reasons, again, why you might not have visuals. While there might be too many overlays of the lives you see, while there might be decisions that, hey, you know, you should not look because you're just gonna escape, whether you choose to leave or more like escapism, daydreaming. It's like, this world is too much, you want to daydream, disconnect, and go to another reality, you just tune into that place, whew, and you're out. You daydream, and it's as real as can be, and you connect to that world, and it's just good. You're gonna escape. So, there's that. Too much to confront. A lot of people have experienced hardships with their other aspects. Well, some might say it's past lives, well, some might say it's just other lives. Whatever way we look at it, there are traumatic experiences where it's too much. Imagine going on the dark side of the internet and seeing some videos that live leaks, I don't know what it's called, but even Reddit has the 50-50 thing and stuff, where you might see videos that can traumatize you. And you look at people doing stuff, and even YouTube, like idiots on the road or something like that, where people do stuff and they mess up and they get into the vegetative state, they lose their limbs, animals get killed, something gory and, you know, nasty happens, and everyone has their tolerance level. Well, past lives or other aspects experience stuff that might be a bit too much as a trigger to where you do not want to see it or feel it anymore, and you just want to disconnect. And you're just like, I don't want to see it. So you telling stuff to yourself, you program yourself, you condition yourself that, yep, I don't want to see it, I don't want to see that stuff. You disconnect your visuals yourself. It's self-sabotage, self-protection, your survival mechanism. But some people have access to their past lives, has access to the other aspects, has access to what has happened, and it's great when we can remember details that will be helpful, but when it's traumatic, and usually people will remember and focus more on the negative, just our nature. How many of you are every day happy about life? And how many of you every day will focus on the shit that has happened to you? When I was a kid, this thing has happened to me and now I'm conditioned by that. When we look at those stories and our experience, we focus on the negative more. So our consciousness, more naturally, all of those experiences that has built up, we will be more keen to looking at the negative rather than the positive. Are you interested more in your birthday party of your past life? Or a massive war where tons of people got slaughtered, but you were a warrior, you were psionic, you were doing shit, you were important, and you're like, yeah, suffering, torture, but I was great. Interesting, let's look at that, because who cares about eating cake and candles, yay, birthday party. Not that many people will want to know about the birthday party. They will be interested in war. So your consciousness might have just too much to confront, to where you do not want to remember that stuff. You do not want to look at it. There are tons of factors why people shut off their visuals. Agreements, decisions, past lives, other aspects, traumas, overlays, too much to confront. Imagine if you had visuals and now you start seeing stuff around yourself. Physical life, normal, your room, your surroundings, great. Boom, an entity pops up. Creepy face right in front of you, scares the hell out of you. Imagine if some freaky ghost just flied through the wall and came closer to you. It would freak you out. You would not want to experience that. It's fun and games when we're like, yeah, I'm just sitting here talking to you, and here's this entity coming to my room, and we talk and they leave. It's great when it happens like that. In the moment, people find themselves crapping their pants and losing their shit and not being able to focus or use their consciousness. Like, okay, there's an entity. Let's talk. Like, what the fuck is going on? Jesus Christ! Like, people will have different reactions. So, when we look at it, if people had visuals, depending on what they're experiencing in life, depending on their interest, all of these experiences will even block us. We do not want to see that stuff. So people to say, oh, you have the aphantasia, and I'm not even sure if I'm saying it right, but this is why you're conditioned and you will not have visuals. It's not the only reason. It's not the only thing we should focus on. It is a muscle people can use. It's a muscle that we can work on, but we have to look at the reasons why we might not have the visuals. That's what Joe Biden does on a regular basis. Oh my god, that is so true though. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, good question. Good question. How can one learn to visualize? Let's with all that stuff, we'll do more readings. I'm just gonna answer this a bit more. With all the stuff I just mentioned, traumas, too much to confront and stuff like that, I think this awareness and doing inner work on ourselves is really important. One, there's going to be plenty of decisions we have made in past life where we're trying to ignore all this stuff. So we have to look at our decisions and just basically change the story we tell ourselves. It's like having a certain mindset about a group of people, or like, yeah, this world sucks. With all the stuff you've seen, you have this mindset that this world sucks. It's hell. It's really hard living here, based on your own personal experience. But can you, today or next day, go out and try to have an absolutely great day? No matter what's going on around you, no matter the possible illegal immigrants or things that might trigger you, you go there, have an absolutely amazing day, and say, this world is amazing. This world is great. For a lot of people, based on the stuff that has happened to you in past, as in from the birth up until now, based on your experience, based on your belief systems, based on your values, we will have a story about life. That story will be repetitive, and it creates patterns, it creates our characteristics, it creates our personality and how we view the world. At any moment in time, you can say, everything I've been experiencing, in my mindset and my belief about it, it is just a story that I believe in, that I live by. From now on, I choose to change it. From now on, what you look for is what you find. And if you constantly, every day, go out and try to look for the positive, try to find like, oh, look, today I'm learning again. Today I'm healing. Today I'm getting better. Today, like, you just create a new story, but you try to experience it. You work hard at it. A lot of people will have to work at this muscle to get rid of their old beliefs, an old story that is constantly saying, I can't visualize. Every time I try to close my eyes, I can't see stuff. Yeah, and if you keep telling yourself that, you will keep on creating the reality. How about you decide, from this moment on, I have visuals. Well, if I have visuals, what am I expecting? I'm expecting to see stuff, but I'm not seeing stuff. So you have to look at your belief systems, you have to look at your experience, and then, am I seeing stuff? Well, physically, yeah, right in front of me. I might see the room, I might see the microphone, I might see Akvile on the camera, I might see my Coco and stuff. So you are seeing, you have the visuals. When I close my eyes, I don't have the visuals. Yeah? Well, how about you look at the candle, you focus on one object for a while, you don't blink, then you close your eyes. Oh, well, yeah, there's a little light. So you do have visuals. You see something when you close your eyes. Well, yeah. Okay, let's go with that. It can be trained. Your conditioning changed. You had like, well, I close my eyes and it's complete darkness. It's pitch black. I don't see stuff. But now you've created the situation where you actually saw a little light. Your conditioning in your story changed just like that. Because you created the situation. You had the visual. So, you can focus on something, you can change your story, you can change the experience, you can start creating new belief systems, new events, and just pretty much change your story. So, with that, there are plenty of things. As regards visuals, we have to look at like, are we overstimulating our visuals? How much time do we spend looking at movies, video games, screens, blue light? Like, stay away from devices. Easy for me to say to, oh, just go to the nature, just go to the cottage house, spend some time in nature, spend a few days away from devices and technology. I can do that, I have the ability. I know plenty of people will not have that opportunity. Plenty of people will not be that lucky, plenty of people will not have that situation. They can go for a walk, they can go to the park, great. If that's a possibility, awesome. But other people, they won't be able to do it. But we have to look at it, how much time do we spend looking at devices, being surrounded by technology, being surrounded by the blue light, stuff like that? Can we disconnect? Our diet. Are we taking care of ourselves? Like food we eat, things we drink, stuff like that. Plenty. Working with your body chemistry. Can you look at for supplements that will be helpful, that might help with your, like, let's say, melatonin or serotonin and other things that might trigger the visuals? Can you go with that? Spending time drawing. What that has to have in common? Well, one is working with your imagination. Second thing, you put a picture on the paper, you start drawing, you start creating, but you practice that you, with your consciousness and your intention in your hands, you are creating a picture, you're creating an image. Not just drawing on your phone, that's one thing. Physically doing it. Using a stick to draw something in the sand, even if it's a stick figure. But you can do it. And it creates this conditioning in the consciousness that you, yourself, are doing stuff. So yeah. There's that. Tons of details of what can be done, but I'll wrap it up with this question. Alejandro, thank you for asking. So, we have plenty of other questions, plenty of other stuff, but yeah, let's go. People are wondering about, hey, when's the quick scan? So, okay, for those that have not got it yet, for those that have just tuned in, if you want a free psychic scan, just a general quickie, send me an email. Include your photo. You can add your name or not. I would like to have your story of things that have been going on to you in the past, things that you've experienced, some hardships, and maybe your focus or your interest. Like, hey, I want to know what's my purpose? Why am I here? Why did they come on the earth? Is it my first time here? My soul family, entities that I have, like whatever you're interested in. I will read the email. I will not show the photo to anyone. I will not tell your name. I will just read the paragraph and then I'll give the reading. So that being said, I'm just gonna get my sip of cocoa and do another reading. See what's up. So yeah. Give me a minute. Who's this beautiful person? You look great. You look great. Yeah, you look great, baby. Lovely. Okay, just give me a second. Yeah. So I'm reading the email to myself, and then I will do the reading live. Just taking my time. Hold up, lovely people. It's good to take a little break, a minute off talking-ish. Still feel like I have to entertain some of you. But yeah. Yeah, okay, baby, I respect you. We're gonna do this off stream later. I'll get it to you though. I'll get it to you. So I'm just gonna pick another person, just because I got asked, so I respect it. Just a second, lovely people. Josh, yeah, if you didn't get my email, I'll resend it to you, and I'll send it to you on Discord today. Sorry about that. Okay, got another person. Gotcha. The way I do these readings, first I like to look at the photo people send me, like usually it's the recent one. So I just look at it and a lot of things pop up just from seeing the person. I'll read a story in a few, but just a few things that come up. I would say a person being grounded, as if like there's this energetic anchors or implants, well, that keeps the person anchored or grounded. Think of laying in bed and being drawn to the bed, where your astral body, your energetic body cannot leave us easily, to where you have additional weights or stones that will not let you get up. This person feels like energetically is more suppressed and kind of kept here. So kept from getting out of the body, kept from exploring, and also disability, trapped within the body, not having the freedom to leave, to consciousness shift as easily as he would like to. What else comes up? Just from a photo. Then I'll read the story and we can go into more details. But here, your gut comes up a lot. What's this? Just put more attention on your liver, your kidneys, and your gallbladder. Seems like that's just coming up to me. But yeah, I'll see what you're saying, and then we can do the scan live. And then I read the story, like I'll tell you, but just like, and then I've been trying to have an out-of-body experience for the past few years and haven't had any luck. Yeah, I wonder why. You're grounded heavily. I'm intrigued. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm just happy about myself. Like, got something right. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So the person is saying, I say for the past 6 to 7 years, I've started to encounter a lot of hardships. I haven't had any relationships dating-wise. Maybe I've been on one date in the past 7 years. I've also been having money problems and parent problems. 3 to 4 years ago, I found out that the man who I currently call my dad may not in fact be my real father. I can't get a straight story from anyone, and no one story matches each other. My luck seems to be in a dump as well. Motivation's out of the window. Also, on a side note, I have been trying to have an out-of-body experience for the past few years and I haven't had any luck. I've been trying really hard. Used to play university sports and competed at high level things, so I know what it takes to put in effort into things I'm passionate about. It's been really bothering me that I haven't had out-of-body experience in 2 years of trying, and starting to think something is wrong with me. I'd be curious out of past lives entities and insights on anything. You can talk about anything relevant to me and read the whole thing. Awesome. Thank you. So with that in mind, yeah, let's just focus on the out-of-body experience first thing, because it just stood out the most. You're being grounded. A lot of people who are doing a lot when they leave, or their consciousness shift, is information you find. You get insights, you shift your consciousness, you explore it out there, you might find information, and later on, a lot of beings are kind of like seeing you as dangerous. Even those who are watching, if you feel like you're trying to get out, but you feel trapped and you have no luck, there's a reason for it. Specifically with you, lovely person, Let's just see. Sometimes I take longer because I have tons of images popping up to me. So it's like a bunch of puzzle pieces and info that I get, and I have to just put it in words and try to have a chronologic story in order, so to say. So, suppression, you having this ability, like you get out of body, you've been suppressed, and no memories, and also being trapped within the body, you've been pushed in the body. As a kid, you've been going out a lot, like with the astral projection, but there's this pushback where people try to put you back in your body so that you would not explore too much. Why is that? I'm seeing you as a time weaver, so a lot of beings try to alter realities and change up bigger stories, bigger events for their own interests and benefits. And you've been pretty much like stopping that. You have this access where you don't really go with other groups. You don't really have this place to call home or soul family where a lot of people are like, oh, I'm Irma, I'm a Tegatan, I'm a Pleiadian, I'm a Lyran, I'm a Zutrax, I'm something. And for you, I see you more of a solo player who is really curious, who has a lot of adventures, but you can connect with others. You go and you engage with groups, but it's not like you will incarnate and spend your whole lifetime as a certain group and this is the thing. You can go in, you can explore, you can experience, but you will get out and you will not over-identify. So this is great because like it gives you this freedom of not being too stuck in the matrix, not being too stuck in a certain belief system or a group or their ideologies, and you have this freedom to just like see things for what they are, but not over-identify them, not make it yours. You just see the information and you do whatever you want with it. That makes you very dangerous because a lot of people and a lot of groups would like to have that for themselves. They would like to have someone who does the exploring, who gives information, but it's like, hey, because you're not already identifying with someone, some parties are interested in buying your services. Some parties are like, you might be dangerous. If someone gets you as a friend, you're going to cause issues, which is why it's important to sort of suppress you and shut you down. So Time Weaver, altering realities and not letting people to use things for their own benefits, just kind of like sewing things back together, putting it back into place. That's a good thing. Exploring and not being in other groups, like, yeah, what else pops up? I'm just gonna open up your photo because like get more access that way. I see more correlations to, if people have read about Andrew Bartis, the Galactic Historian, with you, you seem to have this ability to read information, like I said, like exploring, finding things out, hearing stories, and you can go into realms or places, and it's like having a connection to a supercomputer-ish, to where you gain access to everyone in there. And you read the consciousness, you read the energy, you read the information, you get it out for yourself to have an understanding of what this place is about. And then you either engage or use that to help someone out or leave. And with you, it's like gathering massive amounts of information to where you learn about this place and that group. And with it, it's like, this guy's really dangerous because now he's on Earth. And if he was to explore, like, think of Nikola Tesla or other people who are able to astral project, astral travel, become lucid in their dreams. They pull information and they put it in use. And for you, it's like, hey, whether you would be interested in creating certain devices, whether you would write stuff and just use it as self-disclosure and expose things, you're dangerous. For it, I think, like, you know, for you to have this open look into your other aspects, or what some people even might call past lives and stuff, you have a harder time to it. You have a harder time accessing even past events, where I would say brain fog, hard time focusing, procrastination, the events that has happened in the childhood and stuff, it's kind of becoming blank, and the bigger memories or the details are disappearing, becomes foggy. While for some people they say like, oh, genetically it's normal, we forget about that stuff. Like, no, this is not necessarily. People can have access, but at the same time, it's part of the suppression of the consciousness to where, hey, there's a lot of details, things you've been doing as a kid that today you could use as well. Like for manifesting, for visualizing, for creating stuff, for getting out of body, you did things naturally as a kid. As you grew up, things happen in life, you lost it ish. It's just a muscle you've stopped using and it got suppressed. So dream constructs, you're being put in there as well. I would say spider, octopus looking-ish entities in your house. So they're creating the fake dreamscapes. They're also harvesting your energy, removing the memories throughout the night. So even if you do have any experiences, it's like these guys will try to suppress it, rewrite it, kind of make it feel blank, and you wake up, you know, groggy, dizzy, as if you did not had enough sleep, feeling exhausted, feeling like try to get some sleep but still need some more rest. So these guys will do that. What else comes up? Mirrored realities. I would say part of your consciousness and things you try to create, the effort you put in, it is manifesting for other people. It is manifesting for you in other realities, in your other aspects, but not here. And it's like the best that you try to get in your life shows up for others or for your other parts, but not to you here presently. This is like a mirrored reality programming, reflection as in, or deflection, like reflect, either way, yep, deflect. So whatever you try to get to yourself is given to others, and it's like, it's constantly having this like energy siphoning where you are giving, but never getting back, and it's like this being or feeling completely empty, not having anything for yourself-ish. That is a thing. Entity clusters, but these guys are more, they're like magnets, and they're also amplifying your feeling states. So the beliefs you have, whether it's like, oh, I can't get out of body, it's hard to visualize, it's hard to do the stuff, I'm not seeing the results. These guys, the entities, the thought forms, will be in your space, and they're like, oh, I can't do anything, I can't leave, I can't escape. They're kind of like trapped with you, but the things that they've are experienced, like, oh, I'm trapped here, I'm stuck in this body, and then they're stuck with you. The entities cannot get out, but what they're experiencing and their perception of reality and how things are, it's kind of like you misidentify and have a misownership of those thoughts. So whatever belongs to the entities, their thoughts, their feeling states, their stuff becomes yours. You misidentify that, they make it yours, and then it becomes part of your reality where you're creating it. So there's that. What else comes up? I would say even this like twisted energy, kind of hard to explain, but like think of like if the human body is a vessel and you have a physical body, an energetic body would be like complete overlay. You put two and two together and it's like it just makes one picture. It feels like you have a body, but you yourself, it's like trying, like you're crooked, twisted, trying to fit in that body. It comes like psychologically, emotionally, like a lot of suppression in life where you're trying to fit in. So adapting, and it would be like in psychosomatics, just like trying to fit in, listening to others, respecting others, not wanting conflicts and stuff. But then it's like you change yourself and try to adapt, and you don't have your own private space anymore. So it's just like twisting your own beingness to where you're trying to fit in that vessel, but it makes you like crawl into that one little corner. And this also like your energy body, your astral body is not aligned with the physical. Like if we would look at the layers and stuff, like I would see like it's pretty crooked where energetic body is like in one shape, astral body is in the other shape, and there's just like this cluster of mass to the point where even if you are doing meditation and try to do some alignments of like, let's say, energetic works or even meridians and stuff, you don't see the full results where it's just a mess. You work on yourself and it even kind of backfires because the chains do not connect, and it's like it hits the wall and it backs, like jumps back, and it's just a mess within. So there's that. But let's go into some of the things you could do to solve it. Let's say with your energetic bodies and the whole twist and stuff, what I would say, like, if you can, visualize or think of those layers where you have your physical body and then not fitting in, so the energetic body, astral body, and stuff like that. Imagine yourself laying in bed, or lay down in bed, as if you're trying to sleep or get out of body. And as you're laying down, imagine as if, okay, I have the physical body, and now my energetic body as an overlay comes in and fills me up. And now the astral body as an overlay comes in and fills me up. And if you have like a hand, like a body, another part comes in and fills you up, and it's like a book page on top of the page on top of the page. It's like creating layers, but now you yourself are putting it in consciously the way it stands, because your physical body is like this, your energetic body is like this, your etheric body is like this. So it's crooked, twisted, and you should put like layers together to sort of like just get everything in place, because now even like the energy work you do, it stops. Like there's more energy, more feeling states, more experiences like on the right side of your body, like and your left side, your lower body, it's like it's disconnected. It's not aligned properly, and I'm not sure how to explain. Like I see pieces, I see visuals, I see things. Like how do I explain this stuff to people? How do I put it in words and make it make sense? So there's that. With all the suppression, as regards your past lives, as regards you getting out of body, as regards you being grounded and stuff, you can make deals, you can rewrite them. So think of if there are any groups that are targeting you. There are Dracos, Mantis, AI, more often AI. I know another reason to stay away from devices, or just reprogram stuff, because you might see different patterns in your life that are really going nuts. So it's just like a program written of what's going to happen and what kind of reactions it should trigger in you. If you look and have this introspection, and you see the patterns in your life of your behavior, of certain events that trigger certain reactions that you might not like, that is not serving you, imagine writing a code. Like, okay, you're a programmer, or you've been in the high-level sports, so there are certain rules and specifics and criteria that the story has to meet to happen. And you create, like, okay, so from now on, you would look at the patterns that are happening and like ideas you have or things, you have a story about it, how you see it, and you rewrite. Like, so the new story is, whenever this happens, I react like this. The new story is that person that used to behave like this now becomes different. You can literally invite another conscious being into the body. Like if there are people around you who seem to be taken over, who seem to be more NPC-like, who seem to be more controlled, some of us can push the entities out of their way if they have any. Some of us can change their programs. Others can invite and put a conscious being that would be loving, that would be healing, that would be interested in playing in this world. It's not like we're trying to trap beings here, but more like there are those that want to engage, but they don't want to have that birth and soul contracts and tons of agreements. They're like looking for a way to bypass the system, which is why we can invite the walk-ins, we can invite egregors, tulpas, and other things like great beings, or invite someone else and put that consciousness and beingness within another body that seems to be more accessed. So you can do that. As regards, like, if any people around you are acting more like NPCs or are more programmed and controlled, like handlers, or, you know, run by AI and stuff like that. So you can change the beingness. You can remove the programs and invite a conscious being. And believe me, well, you don't have to. I've had plenty of sessions, and I've worked with people, and others have told me that they have done it as well, even with their parents, who are complete handlers, who are more, a person experienced birth bump, lives with really messed up family, and at some point in life realizes like, I'm done with these beings, freaking narcissists, and just that beingness pushes out of the body and invites a loving being, someone that they had a connection with in one of their other aspects, in one of their other lives. This being comes up and father becomes friendly, understanding, loving, changes completely. Like, what the hell? Of course, it didn't last long. That being chose like, okay, a few months was enough, like, bye now, and left. And then the program came back, but those few months were like freaking amazing in that person's life, with a change in the father and stuff like that. So you can rewrite others or remove the program or invite the being whenever they're done, because they're not incarnating. They can consciousness shift, be in the body, be in the vessel, do their stuff, and then get up at will. So good for others. As regards getting out of body and all of these systems and programs, as I've mentioned before, like I looked at your photo and I mentioned these astral implants kind of grounding you as if you've had stones on yourself. So if you lay down, you might feel your body shift to where maybe more of your back, maybe more of your head is more squished to the mattress or the pillow, because you can lay down but feel more pressure. And even with your hand, you can kind of like go and scan like, okay, this is normal, this is really hot. So it feels like there's some energetic implant over here. And you go and like, okay, maybe, well, my hips, my legs. So you energetically might feel or scan yourself and get the reading, just get the knowingness, get information that, yeah, this is the place. And there's going to be like an energetic implant that works like an anchor. An anchor dropped in the sea from the ship is just keeping you down. So again, you identify the place, you might get a feeling state, you might get the knowingness, you identify what it is, and you think of like picking it up and just pulling it out of yourself, deleting it, dissolving it, destroying it, removing it from your space. Like, lots of ways to do it. It's all up to you and your creativity. There's that. The spider and octopus beings in your room, if you do not see them, if you do not perceive them, then just having an identification that, okay, my dreams are feeling hijacked, I wake up feeling groggy, snoozy, exhausted, or I experience like weird dreams and stuff, like it's just controlled reality. You might get a sense. Having that, identifying the situation, you pretty much focus on it and again dissolve it. Think of an idea, okay, a spider looking being, like an astral spider, an astral octopus being, harvesting my energy, creating like dreamscapes and stuff. You identify it, you imagine it being removed, you can destroy it. Either way, using golden shackles, using galactic vortex, it's up to your creativity. If you want, take a gun and shoot him. If you want, take a baseball bat and hit him, stuff. But, you know, there's that. One of the bigger things that really work is if you imagine a realm that would be, let's say, paradise-like, fits a lot of needs for beings where they need rest, where they need to have adventures and stuff, and you visualize or imagine as if you would be writing a book and you're like, well, there's a scenery. There's this wonderful valley with the mountains in the distance and the lake nearby, and there's horses running around. So you make up a story of what a certain place looks like. It is the realm you're creating, and you give you give this the word just disappeared. You give a permission to any entities in your space to leave you and to go to that world. So it's like, okay, if there are any entities in my space, if there's anyone in my space that is feeling trapped, that is here against their own free will, that does not want to be here, that got ordered to mess with me, anyone who is conscious or unconscious of it that's here in my space, you have my permission to leave. I've just created the realm. If you want, you can go to this world where you will recover, where you will get back your memories, where you will learn, where you will have free will, and from there on, you can choose what you want to do with your own life. A lot of these entities and beings, one, come here to help, come here for specific reasons because of our past lives and the reputation we have created, because they have higher ups. So with the variety, if we give them permission and we direct them to a place, they can come, they can hear us, and they can go and leave us. For you, because you've been learning a lot, what in your other past lives or other aspects with the information you've been gathering, a lot of beings come to you for information. They see you as a teacher. They see you as a mentor. So you're like a magnet. You constantly attract people who want to learn, whether willingly or not, whether they're like consciously coming like, hey, you can be the one to teach me. Or they end up in your space and they might not be good, but they will use you as a catalyst in their life to learn something that will shift them. Like, you will be used as a nexus point for someone. It will shift their entire life, their entire existence into something else. So whether you meet narcissists or psychopaths or people who will be abusive, bullies and stuff, after being with you, you're like a trigger that will change their mindset, that will activate something within their consciousness, and they're like, oh, they get this bigger, different idea, and they change. So with you, because of the information you have, you're constantly attracting beings, entities, and people, and ETs and stuff who either want to learn from you or either want to use you as a catalyst. Having that as an idea and identifying the situation is like, okay, my reputation of people can learn from me because of all the information I have. I will no longer allow anyone in my space. And if you want to learn all of that info that I have that might be triggered when you're around me, you will get in that realm. And you direct them where they can go, and they don't have to stick with you and wait for something magical to happen for you to trigger them to create this catalyst effect. But they can go into your created realm, and there they can get the specific help, or they can have access to it and not wait, but just go experience and learn things themselves. So I would say, like, create a realm, and knowing what you've experienced before and all the info you have, give them the freedom to leave your space. Removing these energetic implants that are keeping you grounded, removing the entities, changing the view, because people will come to you and being entities, and they will try to stick with you. So it creates this mass that is like, it's harder for your consciousness to shift as freely, it's harder for your astral body to leave, which is why it's like hard to have an out-of-body experience. Just this mass of beings and entities and thought forms around you, you can direct them some other place. If beings see you as dangerous, like if someone hangs around this guy is like just a walking library, he is dangerous, so let's block him from that ability. Now you create realms where people can get the same stuff from you, but not hanging around you, but they can just go experience stuff on their own in your created realms and learn. You create possibilities where you don't have to be targeted. Now there's tons of libraries they can go to and find the same stuff, so you get a lot of targets off your back, and people can go learn and leave you, and at the same time you're like, hey, you kind of become invisible to some groups. There's much more, but as a quickie, because we can get a lot of details into more as regards your family and stuff like that, your father, the hardships and all, but yeah. Yappity yap. There's a lot, but for those that are listening so far, how much of what I'm saying is making sense? Because for me, like, I get the visuals, and it's great where I get the feeling, I get the sense, I get an image here and there, and then I'm trying to put things in words to explain stuff, but I'm like, does it even make sense to you people? Anyway, I'm just probably just with how I see myself and my English and stuff. Tasnex is saying, I'm going to book another session with you and Rich. I think I talked too much in our first session. I'm sorry for interrupting you and Rich. I still enjoyed it very much with you guys. That's the thing. I think it's great when both Rich and I get an email from a person with their backstory, because depends. Some people share a bit about their life. Some people share like 2 to 5 to 16 pages of their backstory, which is a lot, and like there's just so much happening. Like, ever since we're born up until this moment where you are right now, you have so many experiences and things that has happened that it builds up. the traumas, the beliefs, the values, things build up, and I would even say, like, a bit back to even these readings that I give to you. It is what I perceive, what I focus on, the frequency I tune into. It does not have to become your reality. Use your internal lie detector, your internal bullshit scanner, whatever you feel like, yeah, this might be a thing, you can go with, use that to solve some of the issues or things that you see. But at the same time, it's like, if you don't find it, like, yeah, whatever, I don't want to work on it, that's fine, just like completely dismiss it and work on your own stuff. But with it, like, there's just so much stuff happening in our lives that to believe that we can change things in an hour, it's a lot. I think we can do a lot in that hour. We can learn a lot, focus on certain issues that in that hierarchical pyramid of things that have been built up. You can pull out a few frames and make the whole thing fall apart. Sometimes some of the sessions can really change a person's lives, but it's like, I prefer getting like information from a person, giving them some details, and then just providing tools of what they can do to solve stuff themselves. Because like, there are times where I can go in and like help out people with entities and stuff, but if people themselves don't change, they will keep on doing stuff that attracted them in the first place. It's like, so what's the use of removing it? How about we teach you the tools where you can do it yourself? Anyway, there's a lot to it, but I know what you mean. Sometimes people feel like they do talk too much, but at the same time, like, it's needed. Information, or even that talking true, sometimes it's all people need. So yeah, anyway. Yeah, just reading some comments now. Just taking my time. John Roberts asking, could my grounded bedsheets be part of the problem? No, buddy, it's probably not the cause. With you, John, let's see, you getting out of body or experiencing lucid dreams, just like trying to tune into your energy. Boy, you're amazing. You're just so pure. Recent thing with you, John, I'm not sure if you're watching, but I should probably like send you a message on Facebook. It's like physically grounded, where you're walking, but it's like your astral body, your energetic body is more stuck on Earth, to where if you would have these nightly explorations of astral projecting, lucid dreaming, and stuff like that, it's like going to other realms. It feels like there's this gravity or a magnet that when you try to consciousness shift and go to different places, you know how people get out of body and they find themselves in the room? And some people, whether it's like out of body experience or a dream, it's in the room or on Earth, but they can't get away from it. They cannot leave the room. I feel like with you, John, there's this energetic tie to where there's a specific space of how far you can go, and it's keeping you more tied down, grounded, like on a leash, not giving you the full opportunity to leave as you want. And I would also focus again on the Aldebaran for you. Some connections and ties with your mom also puts this pressure where just being more stuck to the physical body and kind of having to deal with the day-to-day present issues rather than feeling the freedom to fully get out and stuff, but just in general. How often am I active on Discord? Not as often as I would like to. I'm sorry about that. I should make it a thing, like connect every day at least, you know, like for 10, 15, 30 minutes, just notify like, hey, I'm here, does anyone want to talk or something, but I should make it a thing. I'm sorry about that. Eric is saying, this is making a lot of sense to me. The energy body, distortions, unable to astral project the dream, feeling held back by entities because of trauma, definitely can relate to these experiences. There's plenty of people, probably, who have something like this. Gonna have to watch the stream to get it. Yeah, I might cut the videos and readings and give them to Rich and do the commentary. Because he's like my translator. I see stuff, I talk all around the place, and I'm like, okay, now all this info I'm just gonna dump on you. Make sense of it, please, and then translate it to human language. That's gonna work. So, yeah, we'll see. Rich might explain it. Ali, I was talking about you, but there's probably other people who were commenting on similar lines. I'm from Lithuania, Christopher. I'm from Lithuania, and yeah, my accent is pretty broken. It's a mix. I've lived in California for like 3 months and then 3 months, so like basically 9 months here and there, around 2015, 16, and I think 19. So talking with more Americans, probably like a bit of American accent, but then I've spent a week in UK and talked to a lot of people who are British, and then it's me listening stuff online, so it's a mix. it's a weird mix, but I hope someone understands me, because damn, it's broken. Thank you, appreciate it. Distinguished. Yeah, it's distinguished. Yeah. Anyway, lovely people, I'm gonna take a break. I know we have more readings, and I'm probably gonna pick it up. We're gonna do more streams, definitely. I appreciate everyone coming here. Just got more work to do and stuff like that. But definitely more Q&As, more free sessions. I know a lot of people need help, so if this is working for you, if any of you, those who did get the reading, feel free to write me an email as a little follow-up. If you have any questions, if you would like me to clear things, I might actually give the 2 scans I did to Rich, have his commentary, and after that make a video and upload it separately, as in not just me talking, but having his input, because he can translate me. We worked together for so long where he can explain things much better. I have the visuals, I have the story. It's hard to put things in order chronologically to make sense, so hopefully maybe like I'll talk to him about it, and hopefully we can do something with it to just have it make more sense. And at the same time, if any of you feel related to some of the stuff I talked about, I can give you more tools, share tips and stuff with what you can do, like, so yeah. Anyway, when am I normally online through the week? I'm trying to make it more of a thing. Last week I've been on, I think, on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, or at least Thursday and Friday, as I assume. I can't remember. This week I've only been on Friday. I'm just looking for days, because like I have more sessions throughout the week where it's evening sessions, and after I'm done, it's like take a dog out for a walk, and then it's like, okay, just gotta take care of other things, and boom, done. So yeah, we'll see. But definitely want to make more streams. That is definitely a thing. Which is like, here's the question, people, those who are still here. I stream in the evenings, but the morning time works. We have way more people right here now than when I'm streaming in the evening, but maybe because I'm playing Elden Ring in the evening. If this format is working for you and the morning time works, definitely more streams. Probably Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I can do that. So if this works, let me know in the comments, and can definitely do more streams. These live readings and just showing you how we do the work, and if you have any problems, we can just look into it. If any of you want to come live with me, here, camera on camera, talk about your stuff, have a reading, and then go into solving stuff. Go into, hey, let me give you tools, let's go through the process together and see what happens. Maryland, USA, yeah, 1:30 a.m. Thank you for staying up. I appreciate it. Germany, Illinois, yeah, Germany is like 1 hour difference from Lithuania, so that's good. Yes, 7 a.m. for you. Illinois, what time is it for you? So it's pretty late. I think like midnight or something, or even 2 a.m., huh? Yeah. Anyway, we can do morning streams, we can do evening streams, just or go for both. Even we do morning and evening streams. I like this format. Doing live scans. Not sure how long can I pull it. Some people do have heavy energy, so for some it's easy to connect to and just talk like that. But with others, it's like, whew, too much. Where one session is like, take a break, take a shower or something. But yeah, 12:33 a.m. South American. I see. Yeah, a lot of people from America, New Zealand, Chicago time, 12:30. People, thank you so much for just joining and being here. Yeah, more streams coming up. If you have any questions, if you have stuff you want to get readings on, we can do freebies. I'll do it live, like again, without mentioning your name. But I should probably notify that I did, yeah, just gonna do readings on live or in person, like we'll see. That being said, thank you everyone for watching. I'm gonna stop the stream and get to work. But yeah, am I ever online on Discord? Yes, I can even go online today and just be active or leave it in the background. So that being said, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. Feel free to write me emails about anything, your questions, things, even if you just want to talk it out, or if you would like to be live with me and do stuff together, just offer stuff. So again, really appreciate you people gathering here, and I'll see you next time. So take care, sleep well, have a good day, have a good